it's Mio, and today I'm so excited to finally share with you this tutorial on how to create BB8 from the new Star Wars movie using an EOS container. In general, I loved how this project turned out, and the steps are incredibly easy. It just takes a lot of time and effort into it, but in general, really easy to follow tutorial. So for all of you die-hard Star Wars fan out there, or EOS lip balm fans, this tutorial will be perfect for you. Now for more videos like these, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to me if you haven't already, and do check out my other social media websites such as Instagram and Twitter to get more frequent updates as to the crafts that I'm creating. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get this tutorial started, shall we? You're going to need to start off with an EOS lip balm container. I picked the orange one and I went ahead and spray paint the outside white and let it dry. As you can probably tell, this will form the body of BB8. To form the head of BB8, I'm using white polymer clay, and I went ahead and shaped it into what looks like a semicircle, and I positioned it on the top to make sure that it's actually good size. So here it's a tiny bit smaller, so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit larger. And with a large silver piece of clay that I already rolled flat, it's about 4 to 5 millimeters thick, and I'm going to place the top part of the head on top of the silver piece of clay that I have, and I'm going to cut out around the perimeter of the white piece of clay, and this will form the bottom part of BB8's head. So this is what the cutout bottom piece of BB8's head looks like, and I go ahead and gently stick it onto the very bottom and smooth out all of the rough edges. You want to frequently look to see how BB8's head will fit onto its body, because you want to make sure the proportions are well. Once you're happy with the size of head, which I am here, I'm going to stick a black circle on the very center of BB8's head to form his lens, and a very small, tinier one on the bottom left side. The most time-consuming part is drawing out all of BB8's details. I'm using a mechanical pencil first to draw out all the details, and then I go over it with a pen. So I'm actually going to use an art pen to draw in all the details. I like these micron pens because they're so small and you can draw in really fine detail. But if you want to use a regular pen, you absolutely can. Just make sure when you draw in the details that you're actually very careful not to scrape off the underlying spray paint that you used to paint BB8's body color on. And to prevent all of the stuff from smudging, I actually use a paper towel to hold the EOS container and draw on the finer details. Sometimes when you use a pen or a permanent marker, when you draw onto it, it's still really wet, and if you touch it on accident, it smears all of your beautiful hard work. So take your time and make sure everything fully dries before you start touching it. So looking at images of BB8, I went ahead and just freehand and drew all of the details that I think are very similar to it onto my EOS container. I made up a few things because obviously this is not a perfect circle, it's kind of more of an elliptical shape, so I kind of had to compromise a little bit. But go ahead and just draw everything that you want on BB8. It's kind of very self-explanatory. Just look at a picture and just draw on the details. So this is what my EOS container looks like so far with all of the black and white details, and this is what it looks like with the head attached on top. Now if you haven't already, you should have baked BB8's head in the oven for 20 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit, and once it's rock hard solid, you can go ahead and repeat the steps and draw all the details onto BB8's head like you did earlier with the body. Now BB8 is orange and white, so I'm using an orange gel pen to color in all of the details. If you want to use something else like orange nail polish or an orange marker, you absolutely can. I just like using an orange pen because you can really color in with finer detail this way. Just to reiterate, you want to be careful where you put your fingers because you don't want to smudge any of your hard work that you took so long to complete. Now I don't have a gray pen, but I'm going to use some gray nail polish to paint in the gray details on BB8. The nail polish brush itself is a little too thick, so I'm actually using this other one that I got at a local craft store that has a thinner tip. I'm just going to take some nail polish and paint in all the details that are supposed to be gray. Just make sure you take your time. Unlike pens and markers, gray nail polish actually takes a lot longer to dry, so you're going to have to let BB8 sit and dry for a bit before you can move on and touch him. With a polymer glaze or some top coat nail polish, I'm actually going to glaze on top of the lens of BB8 so it has a really nice shine and it looks like a real lens. And all you have to make now is his little antenna, so I took some white polymer clay, roll it into a small tiny little snake, and once I baked it into the oven, I went ahead and took my black marker and filled in the details that are supposed to be black, which is really the tip and the base. And with a hot glue gun, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the very tip and glue it on top of BB8's head. Keep in mind that BB8 has 2 antennas that are different sizes, so make sure you make 2 antennas. And this is what the head of BB8 looks like. Now with the hot glue gun, or if you have super glue, you can go ahead and glue the head of BB8 onto the EOS body like so and let it dry until you are ready to use it. And that, guys, is how I created my Star Wars inspired BB8 EOS lip balm. One step I didn't show here was that I spray painted my entire BB8 figurine with clear spray paint. You spend so much time creating all these finer details in pen and marker, and if you accidentally touch it and smudge it with a little bit of water, then your entire hours long of hard work would pretty much go to waste. So to protect all of the finer details from getting smudged, I went ahead and spray painted with a clear coat of paint and let it fully dry for a day before I went ahead and started touching it and using it. This little character makes a great gift and a great novelty item for my Star Wars fans. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. For more like these, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And of course, if you decide to create this tutorial, please share it with me on Instagram. I really enjoy looking at all the crafts you make. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Good luck and see you later.